Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? And of course, welcome back to the Sports Lovers. In this video, of course, it has been a while since we have posted on the channel, I believe like 4 or 5 days ago. So we have had some news and stuff that we got to talk about. But I want to recap the full NFL draft because I have not gotten a video out for you guys regarding that. So we will talk about the draft today. Tomorrow we will talk about EA Sports and College Football 25 if we have time to get a video out. Then Wednesday, of course, we will talk a little NBA playoff discussion as well. Friday, we'll probably talk a little MLB. And Friday, we might talk a little soccer. So, again, lots of stuff to talk about this week. Even though it is summertime, there's still a lot that we have to kind of talk about here in the world of sports. So, again, sorry for not being so active recently here on the channel. I do plan to start getting videos out every single day over the summer, though. So, keep that in mind. Also, my PlayStation has been broken, so that is why I haven't posted any EA College Football content yet, or recently, just because I still have yet to get that thing fixed. But we will be getting it fixed in time for College Football 26, so do not worry about that. And we will bring College Football 26 content here as well. So, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below if you are into sports content, and without further ado, let us go ahead and hop into the video. So how I want to do this is we're going to go position by position, or at least for the offensive position. We will talk a little defense after that, but I do want to go position by position here. This will be broken up into little segments, so feel free to just fast forward to whatever segment you guys would like to listen to. But we are, of course, going to start out with the quarterbacks, and Cam Ward going number 1 to the Tennessee Titans just makes a whole lot of sense, right? He is the number 1 pick in the draft for a reason. He's the best quarterback in the draft for a reason. And Tennessee, they needed a quarterback, so they went with Cam Ward. It just makes perfect sense. They also signed Xavier Restrepo as well, so the Miami duo is back in Tennessee. And maybe Mike Brable could be cooking over there or something like that. So I'm very interested to see how Tennessee plays this out. And I'm very interested to see this Cam Ward situation for sure. Now, the next quarterback that we had go off the board in round 1 was Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss. The Giants, they traded up for Jackson Dart. I guess they just really, really liked Jackson Dart in general. And they thought that he would not fall to their next pick in round 2. So they went and traded up with Atlanta, and they got their quarterback of the future. They got Jackson Dart. I think that makes perfect sense for them. I think that duo, Malik Nabers and Jackson Dart, is going to be a hella good duo. And on the defensive side for of course, the Giants, you got Abdul Carter, you got Brian Burns in there. I believe you have Kayvon Thibodeau on the defensive side of the ball as well. So, again, the Giants are cooking, and I cannot be excited to see this Giants team as well. I'm very, very looking forward to seeing what Jackson Dart and Malik Nabers can do. Now, the one that I was kind of the most, like, I guess you would say the most question marked on was the Saints. They took Louisville quarterback Tyler Shough in round number 2 with their 8th pick. A lot of people thought they were either going to take Jalen Milroe or Shedeur Sanders. No, they took Tyler Shough, the quarterback out of Louisville. He is 26 years old, but he has experience, and I think Kellen Moore works really well with experienced quarterbacks. I think he could develop into something. Now they got a quarterback room consisting of Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough, which I think could be a really interesting quarterback room as well. And I think they're going to draft Garrett Nussmeier next year. So maybe they do that, and their quarterback room could potentially be in there as well. Jalen Milroe, he went to the Seattle Seahawks, the quarterback out of Alabama, and he will be wearing number 6 as well. Not a lot of quarterbacks in general have worn that number 6. So he will be wearing number 6 for the Seattle Seahawks. Very interested to see if he starts. He has been looking nice in practice, so I'm very interested to see if Jalen Milroe takes over that starting job for Sam Darnold as well. Then you have the Browns. They went back-to-back, double-dipping quarterbacks, but the second pick almost makes it feel like a forced pick. They took Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round at pick number 30, but then they take Shedeur Sanders in round 5, the quarterback out of Colorado. That almost makes it seem like, hey, the NFL really wanted them to take Shedeur Sanders. I'm not sure why, and they really were trying to force that Shedeur Sanders pick on them. I think Dillon Gabriel has a strong chance to win that quarterback position job because you got Kenny Pickett, you got Deshaun Watson, you got, of course, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel, a really interesting kind of quarterback room. And I think Dillon Gabriel actually gets the starting position here going into week 1. I think that he will take over play calling as a rookie, and he will actually be a really good fit for the Cleveland Browns. So good job on the Browns on drafting Gabriel. Not so sure about Shedeur Sanders, though. Now, the next quarterback that was taken was Kyle McCord, the quarterback out of Syracuse by Philadelphia. Maybe they just wanted to get a backup quarterback in there for Jalen Hurts to kind of help him out as well. Next quarterback was Will Howard out of Ohio State. This was a very, very solid pick. I like Will Howard. I really do. He obviously led the Ohio State Buckeyes to a national championship, but I really like the way that he plays. He can run his offense. The deep ball that he throws will be really nice, and I could see him working well in this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Now, Fairhope's own Riley Leonard getting drafted to the Indianapolis Colts. I am so glad he didn't go to a team that I hate like the Chiefs or something like that. But we now have an NFL quarterback. Riley Leonard, the Fairhope native, is officially a Indianapolis Colt. Now, next quarterback that was taken was Graham Mertz. These are kind of just filler quarterbacks, if you're asking me, for the Houston Texans out of Florida. Cam Miller out of North Dakota State to the Raiders. I don't know what they were thinking there. 49ers drafted Curtis Rook out of Indiana. And to finish us off, we got Quinn Ewers out of Texas getting drafted by the Miami Dolphins. So that is the quarterbacks. Let us talk about the running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends next. All right, moving on to the skill position players, where we have running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends to go over. Lots to talk about here in this one. Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders makes a lot of sense. Obviously, best running back available. The Raiders, they need a running back, especially with Josh Jacobs being gone these last couple of seasons. They needed to fill that void. Now they have, and Ashton Jeanty is a Raider. The next one, Amari Hampton. I was kind of interested on why that we went this route with the Los Angeles Chargers, but now it makes sense. You only got J.K. Dobbins in the running room for L.A., and we really need some running backs. So, again, it makes sense. Amari Hampton is a really solid running back out of North Carolina. I like the way that he was utilized at North Carolina, and I'm very interested to see how John Harbaugh utilizes him this upcoming season as well. Quinshon Judkins, the number one running back out of Ohio State, went to the Browns, another team that needed one, and they got one as well. Travion Henderson, two Ohio State running backs, going back-to-back to the Patriots, and that pick, really good fit for them as well. A lot of teams killed it in this draft, now that I'm thinking about it. R.J. Harvey out of UCF, he went to Denver. I think that was kind of one where they kind of shut the gun early on that one, if you know what I'm saying. I think that he should have kind of fallen a little bit, but I don't mind the pick if I'm Denver there. Up next, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Don't know too much about him. However, the one that I want to talk about is Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State. The Giants getting an absolute steal of a running back in Cam Skattebo here in the 4th round. I thought he could have fallen a little bit more, but I'm glad that the Giants went with that. They have a really young core that they are working around here in this pick. Again, Jackson Dart, Malik Nabers, Cam Skattebo, Abdul Carter, Brian Thomas Jr. They got some really good guys. Kayvon Thibodeaux as well. They got some really good guys that, if with the right coaching, they can definitely go do some things in the NFC East as well. Trevor Etienne got drafted to Carolina. I'm not a fan of that pick. I know I'm wearing the Georgia, but pretty much the Georgia merch right now, but I'm not a fan of that pick. I was curious on why we took a running back there. But the two that I really wanted to highlight here, or actually three that I really wanted to highlight here, was number one, Jarquez Hunter, your boy out of Auburn, got drafted to the Rams. I hate that it's the other team in LA, but I'm following, of course, Keandre Lambert-Smith a lot more than Jarquez Hunter. However, Dylan Sampson, Tennessee to the Browns, very interested on why they double-dipped in the same round. And then, of course, Jaden Blue, Dallas drafted the Texas native. He will be staying home in Texas. So it looks like Dallas is actually kind of waking up and kind of looking to do things a little bit differently, which I'm glad that Jerry Jones has taken a different route. But Jarquez Hunter out of Auburn, huge pick for the Los Angeles Rams. He is going to do good things. They needed a running back, and he honestly fits their system really well. Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee, another underrated running back as well. and I'm very glad that he went, of course, to the Cleveland Browns as well. Then you got Philip Ma out of Clemson. I'm not sure why we double-dipped in the draft when it came to running backs at 7 when we could have used it for, like, defense or something like that. Ollie Gordon, another popular one, went to Oklahoma State, and got drafted by Miami. Fits their scheme really well. I like kind of the build of him, and it definitely fits their scheme. But let us move on to the wide receivers, where we have to talk about that first wide receiver taken, Tetairoa McMillan out of Arizona. Yes, the Carolina Panthers have another first-round draft pick in a wide receiver, and I cannot be more excited for that Cali to Cali connection in Carolina with Bryce Young and Tet McMillan. Going to be so much fun. The 6'5" wide receiver. He beat Travis Hunter in college. He's beaten a couple of these guys in college that he is going to play up against, so I'm very interested to see how they utilize him and Leggett as well when it comes to the Panthers. Now, the next one, Emeka Egbuka, I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that name, out of Ohio State, the wide receiver from who got drafted by Tampa. Again, their wide receiver room just continues to get stacked and stacked and stacked. So, very good job right there when it came to, of course, Emeka Egbuka and that pick for the Bucs. Matthew Golden, Packers finally getting a round 1 wide receiver. I'm sure a lot of Packers fans are really excited about that. Luther Burden, obviously, to Missouri. Jaden Higgins, Iowa State, to, of course, Houston, rather. And then Chicago drafted Luther Burden. Trey Harris, my boy, out of Ole Miss, went to Los Angeles, and I cannot wait to rep one of their jerseys as well, and I am going to be the biggest Chargers fan that there is. And that pretty much rounds it out for all the big-name wide receivers. Jimmy Horn got drafted by, of course, Carolina. That was a steal for Carolina. Then you had a couple of small schools in there as well. And, that's pretty much rounds it out for the wide receivers. Tight end, I'm only going to talk about a couple. Tyler Warren and Kevon Loveland, out of Michigan. Those two I thought were the two out of 3 best tight ends in there. Mason Taylor being another one out of LSU who I got to see live as well. And then we, of course, can wrap it up with the defensive side of the ball. Top 3 picks definitely went that way, and that was just expected. But you guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. I'm going to hop off, get this edited so you guys can watch it another time. Again, we will talk about EA Sports College Football 26 tomorrow because we have some news regarding that as well. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below if you're into all the sports content. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.